Hey there, it's David H. Lawrence the 17th. Question for you. Have you ever taken on a project and continued on with it just a smidge too long, or even more than a smidge too long? It wasn't working out, but you had so much time and effort put into it that you really didn't want to give it up just in case. Or a personal relationship, or a business relationship, a romantic relationship where it just went on too long. And clearly it wasn't going to be successful, but you couldn't quite give it up. You couldn't quite think, oh, if I just give it that little extra push, maybe I'll make the difference. I think that sometimes it's hard to recognize when that's the case because, there's an argument to be made that with just the right amount of effort, you could make a success out of a lot of things. But I think there's a way to change that on a consistent and regular basis. And the way to change that is something that the subject line and the title of this video and blog post on the site makes very clear and kind of stark. And that is that we need to have the ability and the willingness to fail faster so that we can succeed faster. We need to be able to look for the good work that we put into something and weigh it on a constant basis against whatever metric for success we had for that particular project or process or whatever. But part of that is recognizing that something is truly failing and being willing to say, okay, that didn't work. Let's try something else. Not, let's keep pushing and pushing and pushing until it does work. I haven't given it enough effort, or I just haven't worked hard enough or strong enough or long enough. And we need to remember that just because we make something, just because we create a product or we create a service or we create a process, doesn't mean that that something that we created is the right something, is going to be the successful something in the long run. The good work is there, but we've got to be the ones that can look at the effect and the result and say, okay, I need to reconstitute this, or I need to rethink this. I need to start at square one. And we need to not worry so much about how much time and energy we have into the project already. The sunk cost fallacy that I talked about in a previous video. It's hard. It's really hard. It's like you go into things with the best intentions in the world, and yet sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it just doesn't work. How do you deal with that? Are you embarrassed? Are you flummoxed? Are you frustrated? Are you angry with others, with yourself? If we create the option of failing faster to succeed faster, if we remove the idea that failure is horrible, disgusting, awful, it's embarrassing, it's the worst that could possibly happen, rather than failure, as again we've said in previous videos, failure being a learning process, wouldn't that be easier for us to then go, okay, what wasn't working? Let's examine what wasn't working, and let's try something else. So my message today is, if you can figure out a way to do it, and for me, it's just been making the statement that I want to fail faster. And I'll be happy to risk that I didn't give it enough thought, or I gave it short shrift, or I didn't give it enough effort. But I'd like to fail faster so that I can look at the result, figure out what was going on that didn't work, so that I can then succeed faster. So fail faster so that you can succeed faster. How does that sit with you? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments below. If you're watching on Go, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. I'd love to know what your attitude is toward failure and toward success. And if this is something that, rather than being a revolutionary and unachievable thing for you, is actually a permission slip. That's what I'd really like to know. Is this something that will help you? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love for you to do that. Do the commenting over on votogogo.com if you would, because that's where the conversation is sane and moderated and calm, and the haters aren't there usually. If you're watching this on Votogogo, great. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's great too. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel so that you can be told when these new videos come out, they come out every day. If you'd like to get notified, go ahead and subscribe to my channel there on YouTube. If there's no head there for you to click on a subscribe button somewhere on the page. If you want to see the latest episode that I've done, click on that link and YouTube will play it for you. I'm David H. Lawrence, the 17th. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.